2023 CR 0527, State of Texas versus Sebastian Johnny Castillo. Can I have parties announced for the record for the state?
Jason Garrett, Your Honor.
Defense,
Garrett Chirac for the defendant.
are you Sebastian Castillo?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, you entered a plea on March 30th to count 1, paragraph B, no contest. According to the plea bargaining agreement, punishment is to be assessed at 5 years in the prison. There's an affirmative finding of deadly weapon. State is not making any recommendations to your application. There's an affirmative finding of family violence, and then there's to be no contact with several parties. Did you have a chance to review the PSI report, counsel?
Yes, I did, Your Honor.
State,
Yes.
any objections to the PSI report?
No objection, Your Honor.
All right, the state is silent. So any witnesses, defense?
Witnesses, I just have my defendant.
All right, do you wish to call him?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, can you raise your right hand for me? Do you solemnly swear affirm the testimony you give will be the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, Your Honor.
You can lower your hand, state your name for the record.
Sebastian Johnny Castillo.
Defense,
Mr. Castillo, do you want a statement you want to make to the court?
I just like to say I'm sorry to my mom, my brothers and sisters.
How old were you when this happened?
I was 17.
Okay, were there some family dynamics going on in this situation with your step parents and your siblings?
Yes, sir.
What was exactly going on? You recall?
I was being beaten and I got kicked out.
I'm sorry, you were being what?
Beaten. No further questions.
All right, who are you saying was beating you?
My stepfather.
And where's the proof of this?
Just his, were any police reports made on this?
No.
Well, did he tell the school?
You tell the school you were getting beaten?
I was kicked out and they went to withdraw me at the school and the cop was there. And whenever they were taking me back home, they kicked me out and I was out for 3 days.
No, my question still has not been answered. So he's saying that his stepfather was beating him at the home.
Mhm.
So did he ever report it to the school? That's either yes or no. All right. So where's the proof? Because what I have is I have him going to a home. I have him where they say that he threatened to shoot up the school. That's why the mother called. And then I have him going back to the home and they're saying that he pointed a gun on them.
Judge, I'm saying here that I think what led to this was they, for some reason, the step parents really wanted him out of the situation. He denies that he ever made a threat to shoot up the school. He says that was a false threat. I think they just wanted him out of the house. When this happened, you were actually living with your grandparents. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
And if you get probation, that's who you would live with?
Sir.
And when this happened, you were what, 17?
Yes, sir.
And do you do any alcohol or drugs?
No, sir.
Now, according to the police report, it says S1 and S2. S1 grabbed a handsaw. And you're S1. It says S1 grabbed a handsaw and attempted to saw through the lock to the gun safe. S1 then found a grinder and cut through the lock. S1 and S2 grabbed multiple guns from the safe and gathered them together. The cousins who went with S1 were waiting outside the laundry room with guns in their hands. S1 and S2 also gathered other listed items as well. Victim 3, 4, and 5 were all sitting in the living room sofa. Victim 3 said that S1 and S2 went into the living room and kitchen and had some of the guns pointing at them. S1 told victim 3 to shut the F up or he will shoot them. S1 and S2, along with S1's cousins, left the location with all the items he took. Once they left the location, V3, which is victim, locked the doors. Victim 2 arrived shortly after and called out to victim 3 to open the door. That was when victim 3 told victim 2 what happened. Victim 2 then called victim 1, who called the police to make a report. So, anybody want to address that? Because victim 3 is a juvenile. Victim 4 is a juvenile. Victim 5 is a juvenile. So,
You're shaking your head.
No, none of
are you
that
saying you
happened.
didn't take these items?
No, ma'am.
I mean, it's what you pled to. All right, is there anything else?
Nothing further, Your Honor.
All right, I'll hear argument.
Judge, at the time of the incident, the defendant was 17 years old. It typically it sounds like it was a family dispute matter. Allegations are of guns being pointed, no shots were fired. It's evident that the parents and stepmother and stepfather do not want him in the location. That's not a problem. He's young, he's got his whole life ahead of him. I think he realizes he made a mistake in that situation. Maybe his anger being removed from the family caused him to kind of have a moment of basically being stupid.
And see, I can understand his position if there were people in the home where this was not their stepfather as well. So this is what the court is going to do. Court is going to find you guilty, sentence you to 5 years in prison, give you credit for any time served. There's an affirmative finding of deadly weapon, an affirmative finding of family violence. There's to be no contact with. With regards to the restitution amount, the court does not, they're asking for $45,000 in restitution. The court has nothing before it to suggest that restitution should be $45,000, and no information on restitution has been presented to the court. So the court is not ordering restitution. I'm going to show you what's entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Rights to Appeal. You won't probably want to go around. Because this is a plea bargaining agreement, because I followed your plea bargaining agreement, and because you waived your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. And because this is an affirmative finding of family violence, and also because this is a conviction, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition. If you have a question over what a weapon or ammunition is, you'll need to speak to an attorney. Do you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, good luck to you. I know we're off the record. I know you're young, and 5 years seems like a lot of time.
Yes.
Time does go by quickly, but you need to start bettering yourself. If there is some type of mental health issue going on, or some other issue that you have, drug issue, or some type of trauma that you've suffered, you can ask for help and they will give it to you. Do you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
9-5,
All right,
State
good
of
luck.
Texas versus John Leal Klosna. Can I have parties announced for the record for the state?
Travis Banks of the state of Texas.
Defense?
Adele Silver for the defense.
Are you John Leal Klosna?
Yes, ma'am, I am.
Going to show you what's entitled Motion to Enter Adjudication of Guilt and Revoke Community Supervision. Did you review that with your attorney?
Yes,
Did you understand it?
Yes, I did, ma'am.
Are you the same John Leal Klosna who was placed on deferred adjudication in 2021 CR 5795 for the offense of assault of a pregnant person on August 31st, 2021 for a term of 5 years? Is that you?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, state.
Violated condition number 7, on or about the 30th day of April 2023 in Wilson County, Texas. The defendant, John Leal Klosna, departed Fair County without the written permission of the court and or the supervision officer in violation of condition number 7.
How do you plead to that? True or not true?
True, ma'am. The state will waive and abandon the other allegations.
Any objection?
No objection, Your Honor.
Did you understand by pleading true to violation of condition number 7, the court could find it true, find you guilty, sentence you up to 10 years in prison and up to a $10,000 fine?
Yes.
Knowing that, do you still wish to plead true to violation of condition number 7?
Yes.
Court will find violation of condition number 7 true. Is there an agreement?
Yes, Your Honor, the agreement, should the court follow it, is to deny the motion and to alter and amend the conditions to add hostility and aggression management course and the family violence impact panel. And those, with those additional conditions, that is.
All right, why are we needing hostility management and anger course and family violence impact panel when he was supposed to be doing the BIPP course?
He has finished the BIPP course. It was finished last year. Yes, and then there's a new allegation of a new number one in Wilson County. It is still pending.
So why should I continue him on probation? I don't understand. He leaves the county without permission. I'm not even going to consider the fact that there is a pending case in Wilson County because you all didn't go on that. But I do have the state and you all agreeing to hostility management course and the Family Violence Impact Panel Live. So I'm trying to figure out why shouldn't I not just send him to prison?
Well, he has completed many of the things that he had to complete, and he's only 2 years in, so he has 3 more years to go on his probation.
Why is he leaving the county without permission?
It was 25 minutes from his home. I mean, technically it still is out of the county, but it's 25 minutes from his home for a family function with his family.
State?
You're right. I think in the hostility and aggression management course, they do teach some different skills than you learn in the matters intervention course. And I think that maybe with these new skills, they could serve the defendant well and that he could complete the rest of his probation successfully.
All right. This is what the court will do. Is there anything you wish to say, sir?
Ma'am, I apologize for my actions and I won't mess up again. If you please can give me this opportunity to prove to you that I can do better, I will, ma'am.
All right. This is what the court will do. Court will deny the motion, alternate amend conditions to include hostility management course, family violence impact course live panel, and 10 days in the Bexar County Jail as a condition. All right, so you're going to go into custody today, serve your 10 days in the Bexar County Jail. And what you need to remember is you have to follow the rules of the court. Do you understand?
Yeah.
All right, so immediately upon your release, you need to get in touch with your probation officer, and you need to remember you're not allowed to leave the county. You understand?
Yes, ma'am, I do.
And you need to remember that the rules of this court are the rules of this court, because this contract is not between your attorney and the state. This contract is with the court. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, good luck to you.